Hey y'all. Alright, we're going to kick off a new segment here, and this is something I'm going to be adding to periodically over time, and this is called Beating Writer's Block. And essentially what it is a list of tips of ways that you can beat writer's block. So, as a springboard, I don't think writer's block is a real thing. I don't think it really exists. I think what happens is that people encounter systemic problems in their writing that can be traced back to diagnosable and treatable conditions in their writing. So we're going to go through some of the ways that we can beat this, get around it, work around it, so you don't have to rely on the cosmos to bail you out or some sort of great muse thing. Work on purpose, all right? So I'm going to hit you with the first one of these in just a few moments. Stay tuned. All right, y'all, here we go with beating writer's block tip number 1. All right? Now, the first one is going to be fairly obvious, but the more you know about your topic, the more you know about the world that these characters inhabit, the easier it's going to be to write about them. So that means doing more research. Really get into the world of these characters. Understand their psychology, where they're coming from, the kind of jobs that they do. What is the arena that they live in? What is the world around them like? Become an expert in all things pertaining to your characters, okay? Like most good things in life, the answers come from books and probably some big ones too. But if you're surrounded by a lot of big books, people are going to be impressed with you, and they're going to think you're smart. So, that's never a bad thing. If you'll excuse me, I got some research to do. All right, y'all, here we go with another tip on how to beat writer's block. Now, as we're creating things and doing artistic things, we're constantly tapping on that right side of the brain. The right side of the brain is the lobe that controls that type of stuff, the creative type of things that we associate with filmmaking and creative writing and art. And it can get exhausting. You can feel your creativity start to slip a little bit. Recent research has shown that one of the ways that we can increase our creativity is to start to do left brain activities to better increase the communication between the two lobes. So that means doing more logic-based things, solving puzzles, doing equations, things that require the left side of the brain to work. By doing that, you'll increase the communication between your two lobes, you get more of your full brain working, and you might find yourself incorporating new ideas and new thoughts and increasing that creativity so that you can work longer and with better results. So give that a try and see what it can do for you. All right, y'all, we're going to be talking about another way to beat writer's block, and we're going to be talking about the outline. Now, the outline should be your first and foremost thing to go to whenever you're encountering a problem. We're actually going to spend a couple videos talking about the outline because it's really that important. Now, I know it might feel like a dirty word to a lot of writers, but it can really be your best friend because it's a way that you can gather all your information, all your characters, all your scenes, make sure that they all have a purpose, and get them all into a single format before you actually sit down and write the long form. It's much easier for you to fix a plot hole problem on page 8 of an outline than it is to fix it on page 80 of a screenplay or 180 of a novel. All right, we're going to talk much more about this, so stay tuned. Hey y'all, we're continuing our tips on how to beat writer's block. And today's tip is simply just to walk it out. I can't tell you how many times I've read in interviews or heard on podcasts or things like that where prominent writers, both from the novelist world as well as screenwriting, include walking as part of their daily regimen. Now, it doesn't have to be walking. It could be jogging. It could be working out. It could be boxing. It could be mixed martial arts, jiu-jitsu, paddleboarding, surfing. Whatever you do, getting outside, breathing real air, and doing some sort of activity that allows your brain to think, get new ideas, get you some new scenery, get out from behind a desk. We as people weren't meant to sit up behind a desk all day long. So get out there, do some things, allow your body to see something new and experience something new, and you'll find that new ideas are coming to you. So try that, see if you can add that to your regimen, see what happens to your writing. Hey y'all, here we go with another edition of How to Beat Writer's Block, and I call this exercise Excite Write. Now, the purpose of Excite Write is to reacquaint yourself with all the things that got you excited about this project to begin with. So you don't need to write it in script format. You can write it on a piece of paper. You can write it on note cards, on a whiteboard, recorded audio messages on your phone. It doesn't matter. All you're doing is creating a collection of things that make you excited about this story. It can be a character. It can be a line of dialogue. It can be a costume. It can be a location. It can be absolutely anything that gets you excited about the story. It can be a shot. It doesn't matter. All you're doing is putting down things that make you excited about this story. And before long, your brain will start creating creative ways to combine these things and put things together and start giving you more elements to work with within your story. So give it a try. Just write things that are exciting to you about the story. What made you passionate to write this thing to begin with?